Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so the collaboration has been revealed. It was after, of course, the tournament. Obviously, I did my initial thoughts on it, of it all. I think it did take a lot of people surprise. No, you know what? I think it took everyone by surprise. No one expected for the first collaboration for Solo Leveling Arise to be a K-pop collaboration. I think that was kind of far from it. Some were like, well, you know what, it is, with Malmo and whatnot, it is Korean based, so it's just like there's that correlation to it. But I think in an overall perspective, it's just like, I think especially with Netmarble and them having access to certain, like, I mean, Tower of God was right there. I'm just saying, like, Netmarble does have access to certain IPs within the anime genre of things, of course. So I think most of us, including myself, was kind of expecting that to be a preferred choice. But yeah, we've got a K-pop group. Now, in no way is this me being like, no, I don't like it. I mean, again, I still stand by what I said originally, as being like, I don't think this is the move, but I do like I-DLE. I did have my K-pop phase. Not to say that I don't have it now. I mean, I do enjoy some K-pop songs here and there, of course. But, like, your boys been to some BTS concerts. I've seen I-DLE when they first debuted. I enjoyed their initial songs back in, like, 2018, 2019. Like, Latata, Senorita. What other songs did they have back in the day? Uh-oh, I think that was one of them. Hear Me, right? Some of the OGs. I haven't heard anything of the new stuff. Obviously, with the stuff that they've done with, hold on a minute. With League of Legends, KDA and whatnot. I do stand Soyeon and Sujin, of course. So those are my two. Well, those are the two hunters that I'm going to be aiming for, 100%. Just by Stan fan alone. But like I said, for me personally, it's a bit of a 50-50 to say, okay, it's a K-pop idol group. I'm glad it's one that I know of. I'm glad that it's one that I like. But at the same time, it's also something that I don't think should have been the first collaboration, especially for a game for it to be like Solo Leveling Arise. Thank you so much for your guys' support. Again, just a bit of a reminder in terms of if you guys do want to support your boy, hugely appreciated. Still a ton of essence to come from my end, of course, so a lot more to garner for going into the anniversary. And as per usual, for my supporters, we do monthly deluxe pass giveaways. We also, I've now implemented a monthly essence pack giveaway just to help out as much as possible in terms of making sure that there's some chances for you all to get some summons going for characters that you may be excited for. Again, now we're leading to the anniversary, we will be doing some anniversary packs. Just a bit of an example, last time I did a big pack giveaway, I think it was during the half anniversary. We did the I think it was during the half anniversary. It was basically a Black Friday sale which had like 20 rate up tickets with other few things, 40 rate up tickets, 125 rate up tickets. So more to be given out during the anniversary, most definitely for my supporters. So obviously once the news went out, it took a hot minute for people to realize what was going on. I will say that was kind of fairly interesting, but upon just kind of seeing the comments, going on social media and seeing what other people's perspective was with the collaboration, of course, for the most part the stands were popping off. Like when it comes to I-DLE stands and fans of that K-pop group, people were kind of blown away to be like, oh my god, what? There's gonna be another collaborations being Solo Leveling. Obviously with how Solo Leveling season 2 did, yeah, a lot of people are excited about that, of course. So again, for the most part, in terms of garnering that hype and new players coming in, I'll give it to the developers. They've got that going as well for them, of course. Now in terms of to those that do play Solo Leveling Arise and are aware and know about Solo Leveling, then it's pretty much to what I expected when it came to me saying that, I assume that a lot of people are going to agree with what I have to say in terms of this just not being the collaboration that it should have been. And that is the case. For the most part, from what I've been hearing, what everyone has been putting on social media and whatnot, is the fact that it's 5 hunters. And that is, I think, out of everything, that is my biggest concern. 5 hunters. Just to put it plainly so that people can understand of why it's a scary thing of seeing 5 hunters. Just to put it plainly, right? In order to level up a character to max level, it's costing you around about 2.2, 2.5 mil, right? So if you've got 5 hunters to work on, and bare minimum you want to level them up, that's going to be costing you around about, what, 12 mil? 12 mil? That's a lot of gold, boys. And if you know anything about gold in this game, it is brutal. Very, very brutal. So that's one of the big scare factors. But for the most part, majority was taken off by guard of, you know, the first collaboration being a K-pop idol group, of course. It's very 50-50 too in terms of the player base, because I feel like the Korean player base, to those that are really into K-pop, are going to love it, but I think for the most part, in a global aspect, people are just going to be like, what is this? Especially, I think that's the key thing that I just can't get over. It's solo leveling. Like, we're out here slaying beasts, killing demons, and all of a sudden, you know, a K-pop group just appears. It's just like, huh? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So again, as I've mentioned previously, when the news first broke out, someone did say that this doesn't feel like a collaboration, or this isn't a collaboration, this is more so of a promotion. And hearing that line, that hit so hard to be like, damn, my man was on it. That response is just like the response, and I think that is kind of like the look of how I actually feel on what this is. But again, I'm excited. We'll see how things go. Now, in order for the developers to cater all of this, is that because it's 5 hunters, you know, one, they have to give out some of these hunters for free. There's no way we're just gonna blindly take 5 hunters to summon for. That is just insane. And then on top of that, the resources, they have to update tenfold, because I'm sorry, working on 5 hunters, like, yeah, that's just not gonna happen, especially when you've got Cheyenne and Leonard, of course, to look forward to, and those are going to be the characters before the collaboration. So yeah, that's just kind of where my thought process is at right now in terms of tackling those characters. But other than that, boys, I mean, I'm just upset on what it could have been. Yeah, that was another thing. How can I forget? Another thing which a lot of people were saying, really? More females? And honestly, you ain't wrong. You are not wrong. The amount of females, you know, to have 5 new females being added onto this game, that's also another thing which a lot of people are just kind of like, really? They need to stop. I mean, it's the sell factor, you know, because that's technically what sells, of course, so hence why they're kind of going heavy on that. I just realized that every time a guy gets introduced into this game, the guy low-key is someone hype and pretty good, pretty strong, I'll give him that, you know, so that's one thing which I've noticed. So maybe, I don't know, to be fair, I'm still waiting for the day that they drop a OC male character. That will be the day. That will be the day on, we'll see on whether or not the trend stays where the male characters are more hyped up in terms of their release. I'm just saying, because they always, I mean, look, because what was it, Goto, then it was, who was it next, Thomas, no, Thomas, Goto, Leonard, of course. So I mean, there's some hype to it. There's some, you know, there's a theme to it, most definitely. So, but yeah, that was also something that I did see a few people mention about this game just kind of becoming a bit of a waifu game, and it is looking to be like that. You know, I'm just hoping that. Well, it was funny because the developers even acknowledged with us picking up on it beforehand, and then kind of acknowledging it, being like, "Hey, yeah, we're not going to do that anymore. Don't worry, we got you." And in reality, they're just continuing to do it for this year when they said they were going to cut down on it. So I remember. Now, with all that being said, I will say I am looking forward to, if there's music, you know, with a collaboration, K-pop idol group music, that's going to be pretty dope. So that'll be interesting to see. Like I said, fan of their music, so should really enjoy whatever they've got cooking up. Hopefully they do. Now, with all said and done, that obviously this is the collaboration that is set in stones. It really comes down to on how it's going to be executed. At the end of the day, as mentioned, there are 5 hunters being involved with all of this, so it really is a big part of the game where I would say they need to really consider kind of delivering like a huge amount of like events and whatnot. And the reason being is because I am truly expecting, and something that they should really consider doing is obviously out of the 5 characters, make it so that at minimum 3 are given away for free. 3 of the idols given away for free through the event. The remaining 2 they can do banner wise. I think that's kind of my head on where I'm looking at it, of course. Now I don't know how people will feel about it in terms of being like, because that then really puts two of the characters in a much better position. I don't know, people might get jealous over whoever they stand. It is what it is, but either way, just kind of looking at it from game perspective as well as the player base, yeah, this is something that they have to, because if they make all 5 characters on a banner, man, that is just going to be overwhelming. Very, very overwhelming. The event itself, I'm expecting for them to hand out a lot of resources through that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe make the free-to-play characters come out max level. That would be pretty generous of them. At the bare minimum also is that obviously with whatever character that is farmable, make it so that we can farm them up as per usual. A5 minimum, kind of standard. But that's kind of like the bare minimum of what I'm thinking and what they need to do in order to make this collaboration work and to execute it perfectly to where we, the player base, aren't getting absolutely rammed. Because already, don't get me wrong, the collaboration, it's dope at the end of the day. It might not be what we expected, it might not be what most wanted through the other IPs and animes and whatnot getting involved, but it's the start of the collaboration. You know, I think that's the only positive that I can see. It's the beginning of solo leveling Arise, having some form of collaboration, knowing that going forward, there's more to come. And hopefully the second one is going to be an IP anime based, fingers crossed. But either way, that is kind of, I guess, the next step on what we need to look at. And it is how it's all going to be executed. Because if it's done wrong, this is going to be backfiring a lot. Because this is huge, big. This is big. So that's so yeah. There are some concerns, and people are afraid with how this is all going to come about, and rightfully so. I can't even disagree. You know, it just comes down to whether the developers are gonna be fair about things. So hopefully they are. But overall, yeah, I-DLE on solo leveling, where we go and kill beasts, insects, monsters, demons. I guess we're gonna be dancing our way through the fights. I guess.